Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I understand that we talk about some pretty heavy topics on this channel. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, maybe even a little bit stressful. So with Easter right around the corner, I thought I would switch it up. These are savage moments of our lawmakers actually holding the ATF accountable, which you don't see very often. So watch this.
The Second Amendment to the United States Constitution plainly states, quote, "The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." Shall not be infringed. Four key and critical words.
Like we have a similar operation going on here where you guys worked with the ATF to change something that had been the law for 10 years to go after law-abiding Second Amendment Americans.
And that's what ATF
So that's why they
fixed
had to delete
become
them.
in compliance with the law.
Because they had gone beyond their authority. You see, that's the concern of my constituents. When they go beyond their authority, and you may find those things virtuous, but no one elected you. They elected us to make the laws, and when we make the laws and they don't follow them, then people's rights get diminished.
ATF bureaucrats are not only ignoring the direction of Congress, they are literally ignoring the law.
Not liking a law isn't a reason for ATF not to.
Well, Mr. Wilcox, there's no law. Congress didn't pass it. That's a rule from ATF. Let me ask you this question. Do you believe in separation of powers?
Of course.
Do you believe that the legislative power resides within the congressional body and not the executive?
I do.
So then why do you think it's okay for the ATF to come up with some rule with the force of law that Congress did not pass?
Congress passed the law 90 years ago, and ATF is catching
So you're
up with
saying to me that a
technology.
law that Congress passed 90 years ago allows for 10 million Americans to become felons today?
This rule will effectively turn many law-abiding gun owners into criminals if they fail to comply, even though Congress did not act. We didn't pass any new criminal laws or penalties related to stabilizing braces. We had unelected bureaucrats create a rule.
You heard that correctly. Millions of law-abiding Americans will be turned into felons overnight by the stroke of a pen and without any congressional action. In other words, by unelected bureaucrats who believe they can make law, apply law, enforce and adjudicate law. That is something every American should be concerned about, because that is the definition that James Madison wrote so eloquently in the 62nd Federalist, is the definition of tyranny.
Know this, when the left talks about this as a public health emergency, get ready to see those enhanced authorities abused by the ATF. And Mr. Chairman, it is my sincere hope that in the very near future, we will have those very folks from the ATF here. And I intend to be utilizing the new rules that we have in the House of Representatives to offer amendments to the Appropriations Act to zero out their salaries for breaking the law and abusing the liberties of our fellow Americans.
And you were told 10 years ago that the stabilizing brace does not convert a pistol into a short-barreled rifle. Is that right?
That is correct.
I got the letter right here from the ATF, November 26, 2012, right? And then 7 weeks ago, 180-degree change, right? 180-degree change, just the opposite. They now say it is just the opposite of what they told you 10 years ago. Again, I know others have talked about this, but I think it's so clear. 180-degree change. So in 10 years and 2 months, the rule was one way, and you developed a business based on the rule that they told you. Your government told you this was fine, and now they've changed it.
You know, it's interesting because most of the cities that are controlled by the Democrats, I moved to D.C. and I'm here part-time. I've only been in Congress 24 months. But you guys, I feel so much less safe here. And this is, I mean, they're pretty restrictive on firearms. So much less safe here than I did in the hometowns I grew up in, the cities in my states. Because number one, we're carrying concealed, so we're safe in that respect. But just the crime that we're seeing in the cities where they think they can pass a law to change human morality is just, it's staggering.
Mr. Dettelbach, the new director, he never ran for Congress. I don't think he was ever, I don't remember a bill going through Mr. Nadler's committee last Congress that changed the law. I would have known because I'm on that committee, the Judiciary Committee, which has jurisdiction over this stuff. I would have known. I don't remember a bill passing the full Congress. I don't remember a bill in the Senate Judiciary Committee passing or going through the Senate. And I certainly don't remember a bill going to President Biden's desk that he signed the legislation that changed the rule. But this could potentially impact millions of Americans, law-abiding, Second Amendment supporting Americans. Is that right, Mr. Bosco?
That's absolutely correct.
A felon for something 10 years ago they said was just fine, that you built a business on, and the business started because you wanted to help a man who put the uniform of his country on his back and served our country and was injured, and now they're going to put you out of business and make people felons.
It is time for Congress to uphold the appropriate checks and balances by examining these actions by its own government against the American people.